at like a massive number of intersection locations around that three-dimensional sphere for every star. So for every star, the number of intersection points of infrared radiation with every other point of light in the universe is equal to the number of points of light in the universe that reach that star's light at any distance, like even if they don't reach that star's light where the star is, if that star's light is still coherent at a far distance away from it, in order for it to then be in range of the light of stars that weren't visible to it at its source, then that means that its sphere would then intersect with those stars at that point. So it is a number which is more than the observable points of light of the universe from that star's location, like millions, trillions, billions of times more. It's a significant proportion of the points of light in the universe is the intersection points between every star's light and every other star's light. And if every single light source in the universe, stars, planets, everything.
That's not. Something's playing.
Have spheres which intersect with the light waves
It didn't go.
from every other point of light in the universe, then the number of like synaptic like intersection points of infrared light in the universe would be a number unimaginably larger than the number of points of light in the universe. It would be incredibly larger. Like the number of points of light in the universe would pale in comparison to that number of synaptic intersections between the infrared spheres of every light source in the universe. A Google would be sorry.
No, why is this thing launching?
So even if you add up all those synaptic light intersection points in the entire universe,
what's happened?
Just allow yourself fully be here.
It would probably be more than the number of atoms in the universe, but it would still be hopelessly less than a Google. Star Wars.
No, is it saying or thinking my game's not installed or what? Wait a minute, this is bad.
What is it?
Oh fuck, quit this thing. It's gonna try and install it and then destroy it. I hope that's not what it did. That would be so fucking stupid.
So basically,
I mean, this other thing.
So the way that people have qualified the size of the Google is this.
I did uninstall the game, keep files in a different account, but then I did import it again. This even makes sense now for you.
The Google is so big.
Auth delete. No?
The Google is so big that there is no possible way to arrange the atoms in the entire universe to interact with each other in any conceivable way that would result in a number of interactions
No man, quit.
which would reach the number Google.
That's wrong anyway.
Google. That's it. So they're saying there are just not enough. There isn't enough possible arrangements of atoms in the universe, or interactions between every possible arrangement.
I hate it when it does that.
Of every atom in the universe, in order to produce enough interactions between them to reach a Google. So it's just impossible.
Yes. Okay. Now do that import thing in there. That one.
There's no way to configure the universe.
Game already installed. Okay, so then launch it without checking the version or anything that will work.
There's no way to configure the universe in order to produce a natural count of that reaches the Google. It's just not possible. That's how big Google is.
Unfathomable.
Unfathomably. Yeah.
This breathwork thing, I sent it to you. You must listen to it actually.
Okay.
Not now. Will not be very effective now. But it's like a guided meditation thing basically. But the guy's
nice.
got some beats into it. It's a short thing,
Okay.
but it's very effective. The other guy talks and mixes, and Alan Watts is in there, and beats,
Oh, yeah?
and,
I like it.
and the going silence, and like it does emotionally and physically cause effect.
But you see, there's extremely philosophical side to the number Google, which is this.
Damn, by Epic.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I forgot about the camera.
The sounds, everything was all good.
Don't think it was in the view.
Nobody watching anyway.
Nice.
But it's also my
Or synapses between single particles of the universe in order to naturally count a Google, then how
Ek het 'n gas, dis
then how
sê 'n cry, Joey Extern.
then how could we humans
Sê 'n cry, Joey Extern.
I cry
'n
Joey
cry,
Extern.
Joey Extern.
I cry. Then how could we humans have come across the notion of it if the universe itself cannot represent it? How could we have
Kan jy hom hoor? Is dit duidelik?
how could we have imagined it?
Ek moes my game met die gewerk nou net doen.
So that's the philosophical conundrum behind number Google. Like if
Is it worlds?
it can't even be represented in the universe, how could we have come to the
Hy's wel klaar online nou. Of was hy online?
how could we have come to the conceptualization of it?
Oh, there's Clank Sales over. He's in a match. You can speak.
Oh, can I carry on? I'll carry on. There's more. So that philosophical question has two main
But
answers.
it's worlds.
Yeah. So that philosophical question has two main answers.
Joey!
Yeah. So the philosophical conundrum.
Joey praat hier vandag met ons.
Uh,
'n chat ookie.
goes like this.
I'm met Swift keyboard kry kan op YouTube vanaf chat.
Huh? What?
He played on a Whoa. Nou praat.
Oh, he is Joey. Okay. Oh, Joey Exton.
Right. Jy het al ge-echo of jy is twee keer dit gesê.
I think you said it twice.
Ja, jy did. Can you hear me in the background?
Yeah.
Can you hear me twice? Because that's bad for you. Do you have my echo? Because I've got my own echo.
But you can read it there on,
It's not via screen though.
on the view.
I don't
It doesn't look like you have an echo, dude. I only
No,
see one.
you can't hear me.
Yeah, but you can check.
Yeah,
your-
but can you hear it? There's not feedback. It's just.
But that doesn't mean that it's going through
stream
to
you.
the engine. Yeah.
No,
it could
to
just be
him.
on your local.
No, this is different. This is this mic. This mic is the
Oh.
computer mic.
But can you get a view of the stream output?
That is it.
Which one?
Droid
Bottom
cam,
one.
the phone.
No, the stream output to the server.
I don't know. It's the phone. That.
Would you?
But what he's hearing is from this thing.
Okay, but just the stream output will be on your Windows sound table.
I'm not gonna go there now.
It would be the line out, so then you must just. Add
Did
that
you
gap.
understand? This phone is not
I
streaming
know.
to the game, but it's streaming to the street.
To YouTube.
This is the phone, yeah.
Streaming to YouTube.
Yes, the camera and the audio. but the video. But now our audio is playing over speakers, and it's coming through there and through here for him.
Oh well, that's why there's echo, because the
No, but I usually sometimes get echo anyway, but I don't know if he's getting echo, but that's what... Praat jy gou, hoor gou of jy die echo hoor?
don't output the game's sound master to the speakers.
But then I can't hear it, then I have to put on my headset, and then you can't, we can speak.
Yes, correct, but then that's how you avoid echo. Because now the game's output master
Okay, but
is coming out
he
of the
says he
loudspeakers,
doesn't have echo, so it's okay.
and the game's output master contains your voice, so that's getting feedback.
As ek musiek speel, daai is appels is Joey sig, beteken appel lief ek die party. Ek het gesê Kruiskeers in 'n match, ons gaan gou private, is jou eerste match?
Ja.
Away. Daai brief om nou te in te kry. Anyway, ek het beteken anyway echoes en beteken is dit mense se so dis gewoonlik PlayStation mics.
Yeah.
Headphones plugged in and then it's got double volumes. You've got the mic volume, but the controls also got some volume. So, and then makes some noise sometimes. But anyway,
The philosophical conundrum. So the first answer, the first explanation is that
no, my bad. You can carry on
the fact that-
unless it's entertaining.
the fact that the number Google exists, even though it's too large to be represented by the universe itself, means that things can exist outside of the need for them to be represented on all configurations of existence.
That's all impressive.
So in other words, the factors which determine if something is able to exist
Oh, I can't get it. Yeah.
or not are broader
What to say?
than the factors which determine existence.
This is a fake challenge, did you see?
I'll try to bring it into focus. Okay, so which means that whether what
Are you distracted by... Oh, you're okay.
what determines whether something is able to exist or not is
Nice.
is beyond what determines physical existence, or what is able to physically exist or not. In other words, in order for a Google to exist without it being able to be represented in the physical universe means that
Weird.
the ability for something to exist or not
That's dodgy.
has a broader definition or qualification than the definitional qualification which applies to physical existence. And I can get into those qualifications, but that's a slightly different topic. And then the alternative answer to the philosophical conundrum of explanation of how a Google is able to exist even though it can't be represented is that nothing can exist which cannot be physically represented, and the fact that a Google exists even though it cannot be
Well, ideas can exist.
yes, true, and that
Depends, I guess.
you're right. That is
What you define
that is-
by exist.
yes, that is you are spot on, and your approach of saying like well ideas exist.
I mean, it can be written in a book. I don't know. Yeah.
That is the
Oh, you're getting to the
exact-
philosophical. You're explaining the
if it-
philosophical thing about Google, okay?
Your comments like
A Google
like,
number,
well,
not
ideas
Google,
exist,
Google.
No, but your comments about ideas exist is the perfect and it's exactly the next step of explaining the first philosophical
Already.
of things being able, like of the
Backwards
ability
roll.
for things to exist being
There was focal back. Oh, I touched it there. Okay.
being based on something broader than the things that define physical existence. So that's exactly it. And like, so ideas exist.
See. Oh, you read it better than me. Yeah.
You're right, and what you said after that, like when you started to explain it, then you were explaining it correctly, exactly. You started saying like something like
Damn.
you started saying
Hey,
something
this
like,
monkey.
like, so what does it mean to exist, or like what defines like existing or non-existing, and that was correct. So like if you say that a new idea can happen and exist, which had never existed before,
Dodgy, close. Oh, bad recovery. Damn, he went back so far.
like in all the history of the universe, had never existed before, and there was no configuration of the universe
Oh, damn, Paul.
which would have led to that idea. That idea, like,
No.
that idea appeared completely originally and completely without influence
That's right.
from any configuration of the universe. If you observe that that is possible, then that agrees with the philosophy that
That's a speech repetent recovery. In case somebody wanted to know, like monkey.
that agrees with the philosophy that ideas exist outside of a definition of what can and cannot exist. Outside of the simple definition
Close.
of like form following function, like existence being constrained to the definition of existence that we observe.
Cooks a pinch. Oh, that was on target, but not. I don't know. That's a move. Cooks a pinch. The pinch it in your side and goes all the way in the goal.
Yes.
It's impossible.
And then so there is actually a distillation of this philosophy.
Oh, fuck. Recovery. My bad. Oh, Jerry, you pig.
So the philosophy behind your understanding and
See, he's teaching me how to not fuck around.
so listen, the philosophy behind your understanding of that is a certain philosophy, and that philosophy has been distilled into a certain concise philosophical definition, and that concise philosophical distillation
Oh, I couldn't even half of it.
is very distilled into like a pretty short sentence of that, of the perfect distillation of that philosophy. And just give me a second, then I'll remember it.
Oh, if you got that in, it was impressive. No, he's goal.
Oh, that was a nice kick.
Yeah, it was trash. But it's okay. It's in, this is counts. But it looks cool. Sorry, I should keep.
Oh, okay, so here it is. So
Oh, fuck.
that perfect distillation.
Oh, that's it. Smiley face.
So the perfect distillation of that philosophy that you're talking about or working in or understanding is this.
Damn, it's good. No! The object there is no, it's these goals.
I know, but you helped him.
Yeah.
It's your
Yeah.
team. Oh, you're playing 1v1.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
What do you mean? It's just too close.
I wasn't watching that.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just watching the
The object was to hit it above the crossbar. But now if I try to hit the goal, it will hit the crossbar, of course. But not to rotate.
Okay, here's the destination.
No, that's nice. Oh, almost the roll. Damn. I was hoping for the best. That's a bad roll. Oh no, I can try. No, not yet. Oh, close.
You know, it's his.
Oh, but we got unlimited boost. Oh, it's me recovering, trying to handbrake in the air. Oh, Moki is also there. What are we game? What is he saying? It's a heart in the way, it's stupid interface. Oh, I'll invite you now as soon as I get this goal. Double! Oh, what a save. What a recovery, it's so bad. Why do you win this one? Yeah.
Okay, so here's the destination. On that velocity.
I bumped it, sorry. Oh, I didn't flick it.
The ability of anything,
I was really pro.
the ability of anything to exist
Oh, nice. That's
is only dependent on the
Hey,
reason.
ek kan jy nie lekker hoor aan nie. What's stars? What about stars? Oh yeah, space. Google and space. How did you mention space? Would have been a great save. Yeah, we were talking. It's a long conversation. This is my friend Byron. This is Joey X10 and Milky Way.
Milky Way sauce.
Recent to become father or gotten or how do you say it? Become father.
I don't know. Literally for the hospital.
So he plays late night with us sometimes because he's on baby duty.
Ask me if you'd like to hear about this philosophy, which is, by the way, the philosophy that I subscribe to.
I thought you were just talking a philosophy about something.
No, it's a certain philosophy.
Yeah, okay, sure. I didn't even know. You're starting something new.
No, it ties into the conversation
Okay, sure.
about Google. Like, how can the concept of Google be here if it can't even be represented in the universe? You know,
If I may answer
that's a
for
challenging
Milky,
philosophical question.
can we subscribe to like we subscribe to philosophy?
No, a philosophy.
Oh, a philosophy. Okay, then.
So there
No, it's up to you, Milky.
are multiple explanations.
Oh, let's go close. Oh, whoa, what a shot!
And the first one is this. The ability for anything to exist
It's a Chinese Batmobile, that.
is only dependent on the ability for an existence which contains the existence of that thing
Oh,
to define itself in a way that is consistent with that thing existing in it. And that is the philosophy that I believe.
god damn, I'm gonna be honest, I have to hear that again.
I can speak again.
Oh!
I can speak again. Tell me when you're ready.
It's just a bastard, man, what a fool. This is only because I need to verify what the cuck you're talking about.
Just tell me when you want me to say it again.
What did you say about existing?
Okay, so it's a certain philosophy. And that
No, I
philosophy-
got that part.
And that philosophy is, can I speak it again now?
Oh! I shot.
Tell me when I can say it again.
Now, it's good done.
No. Okay. The ability for anything to exist is only dependent on the ability for an existence which contains that thing inside it to function
Nee, dat is maar verkeerd. That already like you talking bullshit. No, he's just struggling to say what he was saying.
So the ability something
Is knowing
ability to exist in a defined circumstance.
okay, let me try to say it again a little bit better. So, the ability for anything to exist is
Something exists.
Yeah. But don't get into this type
He's
of
talking-
argument.
well, but
Like,
listen-
just try and
No, no,
follow
no,
his
no.
words and use.
Well, but don't interrupt him. Let him speak. Speak, sir.
Sure, question him.
I'm listening. Speak, sir.
No, what I was saying was
Yes.
you're using a definition like ability for using the definition of a word ability.
Ability, yeah. The ability for something.
But the
Johnny,
ability also has to have the ability.
I thought we were
So
gonna
for
do
something
a-
to exist, you need to be able to exist.
Yes.
I'm not sure, but
I agree. It's. I hear what you're saying. You are saying that it's a self-defeating definition in this context.
It doesn't have ability. That's what I was seeking.
Let him speak. Are you saying that the word ability in this context
Used wrong.
is self-defeating when you take it to its limits?
not self-defeating, but when you're trying to make cohesive sentences, you're using the word ability uses one where it self-imposes on itself, I would say.
Yes.
And then just for the cohesion of the sentence, I can't follow it as much.
Okay.
So I'm truly trying to follow. So that I can have an opinion on it.
I truly do
Oh, what a
see. I truly do see your like point of view there.
You understand what I'm
Yes.
trying to say?
I-
Yeah.
I truly do see your take on that. I will. I have considered that, and I would like to give you a further consideration to apply to your
Oh, it's my first internet. Oh.
to your very good point that you just said.
But did you finish completing what you were saying?
No,
you.
No,
No, I mean, sorry, I meant him.
Oh, him. What I'm trying to say is when
Okay.
you
Yes.
have to make it understand.
You're absolutely right. So let's replace the word ability with the word possible, right? Because the word possible.
No, you don't need to use possible ability. Only you have to make sure that your sentence doesn't fall in on itself.
Yes. That is very true. But the word possible is much more resilient than the word ability because the word possible has a much deeper and more like accurate axiom. It drills down like right down to the like knife point of.
Well, possible is not drilling.
No, but it's talking Africa.
But it means like it's closer to a real possibility.
Yes.
Being something.
The word possible approaches the truth more.
But that's also like leading them on.
The word possible approaches closer to truth than the word ability. Okay.
Yeah, wait. We got one goal. Oh, unless I score, so we can just leave. No, Joey, please. If he can't play, he'll just mute you. Oh, that's well done. It's not fair though, but I'll be down with it. It was on my birthday time, 11, and your score was 7, so it's July. So expect birthday gifts next time. Yeah.
My philosophy doesn't require anything from other people, and also doesn't require other people.
That sounds like many philosophies.
To agree with it.
Yeah, that's
But
just
you
it.
need to be an echo.
Do you have an echo band?
No, ask does he want to be an echo? Because philosophy will be interpreted
That's-
or
that was very well said.
externally.
That
No,
sounds religious.
I mean it in a social way. Like, I mean it. I don't think that my philosophy is really an echo. What I mean is that when I explain my philosophy in a social setting, I am not imposing the burden on the people who are listening to like agree or disagree with it, or
You're just
for it to mean
stating
anything to them. I'm merely just expressing the way I see it.
Oh!
That's not from that.
Alright.
Nice. And I do appreciate your analysis of like my sentences and the way that I explain things. It's actually very helpful.
Yeah, the only thing is that I want to understand the position. It comes hard.
Yes. Well, I can actually make it simpler because there is a
It's like you're trying to define.
He sometimes uses a lot of
Yes,
words or too
defines
many
it.
words.
there is an even more simple form actually.
That's Joey. Oh, Joey! Excellent!
Have you ever heard this famous quote? Why is there something rather than nothing?
I also think so.
It's quite famous. I said
Well, what about it?
that quote is quite famous.
I can see it, friends.
I think it was mentioned in the book The Motorcycle Diaries.
Lucky. This is Microsoft.
Oh no, so Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
Oh, right. No, but I'm sure it's, you just mentioned it in there.
Yeah, he mentioned it in the book Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
Which is a read. You guys must read it. Good.
Yeah, but he's probably heard of it. It's
Michael
famous.
Percy. Oh, sorry, kat die maak jy. We are winning. Who scored there? It's another champion. Joey. Oh no! Oh, that was close.
Anyway, so you say you think you may have burned that. Yeah. Okay.
Seker
So
papa.
now let me apply my philosophy to that question. Here we go. Why is there something rather than nothing? Well, consider this. If nothing is possible,
There would be something.
then that means that something, the existence of nothingness is a possibility, and for the possibility
Of existence.
of the existence of nothing to be,
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
a
a paradox.
paradox. It is.
it's not a paradox. You haven't
Because
let me
if
finish.
there's nothing to imagine nothing.
No, incorrect. In order for nothing to be possible, then things have to be possible, right? In order for nothing to be possible, then things first have to be possible. In order for nothingness to be possible, nothingness has to be a possibility. But it is philosophy. Sorry? Not speech, it's concept of philosophy, I guess.
Well, so paradox as well.
But you have a point.
You
it's
mean
speech,
you mean theoretical or like which?
But if you think about this, like why is there something rather than nothing? In order...
No, but then assuming nothing and to assume and understand nothing means there is something already. So
Correct.
Then your definition of
Correct,
nothing is wrong.
It's not
Because
about
nothing
definition.
nothing means nothing in science.
It's not about
Like,
definition. If for there to for even to be possible to be nothing and know something, that state of there being nothing has to be possible. And in order for that state of nothingness to be possible,
Oh, are you kidding me? That was gonna be great.
the possibility of nothing has to precede it, and that possibility is something.
Oh, so I should go past first.
So that's why there's something rather than nothing, because in order, you could not have nothing if there wasn't something. So that's why there is something and not just nothing.
Nice block.
It's a weird
Yeah. It is weird in terms of like
but
linguistics,
it's,
maybe.
but it's
something.
logically congruent.
But when like, if nothing doesn't exist, if something doesn't exist, then it's nothing.
you see, will
It would be a different word.
yeah, different word, but the same logic.
Then there would be nothing, and the something and nothing would be, you know. So how do you define then if there was nothing else? If there wasn't words, that's something.
Exactly. There could not be
No,
nothing.
it's a paradox then. That's what he said.
Yeah,
Like, it's
well,
wrong.
you-
It's just a paradox. So.
You are getting it completely. There could not be nothing without some way to define what nothing is.
Okay, yeah, but the thing is now you're using language.
Yeah, he's using linguistics so often. I always tell him like, no, you're just doing wordplay.
They could definitely be nothing. And there wouldn't be anything. But there would be no one to find.
Correct.
Because you take into consideration.
But we observe that there is
You're
something.
being harder to stun if you didn't tell him enough.
But yes, I'm listening.
So say for instance, is a technology that we don't know right? Like we don't know how to time travel.
Nice.
The time travel technology probably exists.
Yes.
But at the moment it does not exist.
Correct.
We don't know one.
So it's nothing.
There's nothing in the field of time travel technology.
No, not use that. That's a bad example.
In our mind, they could imagine this, but it doesn't, so there is nothing at the moment. What do you say so far?
I agree. You're absolutely right. If there was just nothing, then there would be no something to define my philosophy of nothingness requires somethingness. But the fact that we are here and observing that we are here and observing that there is something here, like we have confirmed that there is something. The fact that there is something tells us that there is something rather than nothing, and leaves us with having to surmise why that happened. And because
I'm okay, I had that, but
because
anyway,
we are here,
nice shot.
because we observe that there is something,
I maybe
we
didn't
can
have it.
we can say that there is something rather than nothing, and so nothingness doesn't.
You're using wordplays, you too much, then.
Yeah, whatever.
Yo, Kreisky!
What's up, guys?
He's cooking hard.
Oh, he is louder.
So what else would you say?
You might have heard Baron before on street. They're talking to each other.
Say that the argument is valid. Let's say that
And now it's
the only reason that we think that there is something without nothing getting the reason is because we have to find nothing without something.
But I'm saying it's the other way around. We've already observed that there is something, so we can conclude
Yeah, but
that
it's only because there was this thing.
without something there could not be nothing.
It's just because our land is limited.
Yeah. No. It's just the concept is unlimited.
Yes, well, it's a philosophy. It's not
The
a.
concept is limited
It's
to
not-
language.
It's not a proof. Remember, it's not a proof. It's just a philosophy. It's a philosophy based on our observation that there is something, and based on our observation that there is something, we can imagine the philosophy that the nothing is not possible without there first being something, since there is something.
I tried to do the twisting time.
Yeah. The only
Some
part
places-
I find problematic with this is just our language, like our
Yeah.
language.
Yes.
I forgot what I wanted to say now because when you started
Language is a
there
problem.
was something. Is it even fair to judge nothing without already being something? Like
I'm a stressful car.
there's no way to perceive or like
Depends.
explain that then, because then your argument will always win because there would be something.
Are you somethingist? Or are you a far right extremist?
I'm a nothing man.
I have no heart, and that's what that lady
I'm,
says.
I'm in the Cat is Alive club.
My cat's also alive.
Like Schrodinger's cat, I'm in the Cat is Alive club. So
Yeah.
you're in the Cat is Dead club.
I don't know, man. I didn't have food.
There's gonna be an interprobabilistic war between my kind and your kind at some point.
I mean, like, it depends. You know, yeah, there's a nothing. If it wasn't observed there, then there's nothing right there for you.
Oh, yeah, like if a tree falls in the forest and there's nobody to hear it,
Yeah.
it doesn't make a sound.
So what cat are you talking about?
Schrodinger's cat.
What something are you talking about? Because it's under the box or it's not there.
No, it's about alive and dead cat.
Yeah, sure. Oh, oh, I got it. No, what? Wow. Ah, shit. Sorry, Galaxy. We should know. I don't know if you've played before when Byron was visiting.
No, what's up?
This Galaxy, he's the other nice Cape Town guy.
Oh, no, so
Not
he
that the
sounds
other
very
people aren't
respected.
nice, but I think some of these other guys are also Cape Town that I don't know really. No, that they Cape Town. Yeah.
Okay, you guys know Schrodinger's cat? The thought experiment?
Oh man, but I always need to post, right?
Now let's say instead of opening the box and finding the dead or alive cat,
No shot,
he
dead.
didn't open the box and he took the box and he threw it into the ocean and sunk it to the bottom of the sea and nobody saw inside the box.
Why
if
not
cat
in
was
the
dead or
fire?
alive.
Right?
Then it's fish food.
Some people, if you had to ask all the people, like, do you think that the box he threw into the ocean contained a dead cat or a live cat? Some people would say live cats and some people would say dead cat, right?
I would say no cat.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. So I'm in the
No, what did you say?
I'm in the alive cat club.
Oh, you throw a live cat into the ocean.
Yeah, I'm in the alive cat club. It's
So you're
kind of fun.
optimistic.
Yeah, I'm an optimist. Yeah.
But
Although, who says that it's
I think the
optimistic?
there's nothing. No, why is that optimistic?
You're speaking of him.
Because realistically, the cat's probably dead.
But
So
no,
you're in the
it,
dead
it,
cat club.
it depends.
Which makes you
why
the
would
dead
the
cat
cat be dead?
Because it's in a box underwater. Like, surely
No, but before the water,
No,
man.
I'm saying the box that you threw into the ocean, the state of the cat when you were throwing that box in, before the cat died. Do you imagine that the cat was dead or alive? Now, some people imagine it was dead and some people imagine it was live, but and it's unknown. It's a probability of one or the other, and nobody can say sure. But you can. Some people will tend to believe the one probability.
And it was a nice shot. Thanks, Jerry, for waiting me. You could have probably punted it in there. But it was not the flick I was trying.
Almost had it.
You're looking for the box. I'm just looking for a TUES.
I'm thinking about why I want to get live with the
I didn't want live.
So I guess after 50 years, when like subnautical like robotic
Nautical?
or sub-ocean like robotic salvage submarines, like robotic submarines, like the one that went to the Titanic, which is 5 kilometers below the surface.
Is that how deep it is?
The Titanic, yeah, 5 kilometers.
Wow, okay, that's quite a bit.
Yes, it's quite a lot.
I mean, it's deeper than the highest stuff we've got. Except flying stuff.
I'm
So
not sure.
those
But
billionaires who went in that like capsule.
yeah. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 5 kilometers.
Oh, imagine I doubled that.
Anyway, so let's say you had they threw the box into the ocean, and then they asked the people, and some people said
What a catch!
cat went into ocean alive, and some people said cat went into ocean dead, and it could not be confirmed. But then 50 years later, when robotic technology came about, they dived down into the ocean, went, found the box, retrieved it, pulled it up, put it into a laboratory, C16 carbon dated the iron in the blood of the cat to determine the moment of death of the cat, to determine that if it died when the experiment was let's just suppose that for the argument's sake it was possible to determine it, right? Once they brought it up to the surface.
Whoa!
Okay? Brought a group of them. Let's say 20. 10 which said it went in alive, and 10 which said it went in dead. And then they showed the results, the definitive results of if it went in alive or dead to those 20 people, right? Now, according to some of the most supported theories of how existence propagates, the people who said dead would get the result from the lab that confirms that the cat went into the ocean dead, and the people who said alive would get the result from the experiment that said the cat went into the ocean alive. But those the lab cannot find both those results at the same time in the same universe because they contradict each other. So yes, so those 20 people then at that moment exist, all 20 of them exist in 2 parallel universes, one of which all 20 people got the result that said alive, and in the other all 20 people got the result that said dead.
Right.
Yeah. And so there's a theory that describes how this interaction between branching of timelines interacts very well, and how they eventually merge with each other again. Because you can't just have timelines branching infinitely, because that would like...
What does that even mean? Oh no, sorry.
So there's also convergence where at some points along the way...
What did you say now about timelines merging? What?
It's branchial, I can't remember the full name. It's something about branchial...
So it's a theory of something that you said about timelines doing what?
Branching timelines.
And his surname is also branch.
No, it's the theory's name. It's branchial, like branchial space. So you get many different spaces, right?
Well, no.
In terms, no, not
like my room and the kitchen.
Not
2 spaces.
I'm talking about like
the cat space also.
Like,
she's alive.
For example,
oh no.
For example, like calculation space, or opportunity space, or like there's many different. So branchial space is one of those spaces.
The cat's in the branch sometimes. Sorry.
Okay, so
content.
So now, when you make a decision about what you are observing, you make that decision both in physical space and in mental space, but you also make a decision in branchial space.
Not certified. The guys in my real life room.
What space is that? Where does that space exist?
Okay. Where does branchial space exist?
Yeah.
It exists in branchial space. So
That guy's mind.
you can picture it like this if you want a visual representation of where it exists. Okay, so when you
The cat
When
is
you-
stretching.
when you take the quantum wave function of the universe, right? You have a interactive wave function of probabilities, and when you choose to observe a certain representation of reality
Did you see where
Yeah.
I came from to say that?
according to a interaction pattern of the peaks of the wave function in a way that is congruent with the reality that you are choosing to observe, then you are choosing a branchial space of reality that emerges from that total quantum wave function interaction. Yeah, which is
Is this how first you decide to have the branchial space be anthropomorphized elements?
Sorry, say again.
Is this how furries decide to be anthropomorphized elements? Because they branchial space they decide that they are no longer humans, but they are cows or cats or dogs.
Oh, you mean like reincarnation?
No.
No, like people who attack animals.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
like furries.
No, they're just meant to be.
Yeah.
They're just meant to be.
Yeah. They obviously just crazy.
Sorry, say again.
No, I also think they're mentally.
But pretending or believing. But we are animals.
Okay,
But not, I guess we are animals, but
So one of the further
Like farmyard animals.
so one of the further qualifications or integrations of why the
I
theory
think we are too far different head or like conscious, I guess.
of
than
why the
animals
theory of branchial space and branchial
to
space
be classified as animals.
interaction makes sense is because we are not just physical systems, we are also quantum systems. The human brain and human awareness and consciousness is a quantum system itself. And
thought it was
the
gonna
universe is also a quantum system.
Yeah.
So we are a quantum system interacting with a quantum environment.
Quantum system. Who us?
Now my question is, if we're in a quantum system then there is a form of calculation, right?
Yes.
And that would mean that and functioning on the, let's say, the universal quantum wavelength.
Wave function,
That
yeah.
would mean that everything is predetermined and it's not.
No, not really.
Hold on, no, hold on.
No, because we are in the system.
Yes, okay, yes, I hear what you're saying. And that would be true, what you just said would be true, if we were merely physical systems interacting with the quantum system around us. But we're not. We are ourselves also quantum systems. So, like you said, like, why isn't everything just predetermined? It might be, but it also could not be, because by us being ourselves quantum systems, we
I
can
did a wall ride block on Joey. That was crazy.
we can choose to change our quantum representation within.
So we have free will.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm not sure if I believe in free will.
But kind of, yeah, sure.
But
So if we don't have full free will, right?
yeah,
And then there has to be the universe's quantum like wavelength should have a high
Yeah, but okay.
I will be interrupting you from here.
Let's
So, say
then
again, you've been
add.
interrupted. Can you say again, man? Robin interrupted that.
So we have the universe as quantum
Yes, wave.
right? And then we have quantum wave.
Yeah.
And so since next we have
Yes.
You can
Hang on,
that
don't
mean mathematically the universe's quantum wave has a higher weight than our
Yes.
own.
Yes. High complexity. So we are not completely free will to the absolute extent, like is what you're saying, because the more complex quantum wave function of the universe beats us,
Okay,
like
okay.
more or less. But yes,
Then
I
it
do
is
know
the
that.
same state, right?
Yeah,
Because each individual is their own
quantum system.
quantum system, right?
Yes.
And also that individual concepts that the quantum masses.
Yes, and different
Some
quantum.
might be more than other
Yeah, and different quantum influences or interactions with the universe.
I didn't even mean to drive past it so far.
But I hear what you're saying. Like, how can we have complete free
Oh!
will
That was quite a curve.
if the total quantum wave function of the universe is bigger than the quantum wave function of our
Yeah, to get curved. I thought I was going
individual human systems? Well, I'm not sure if we do have complete free will, but we definitely have some extent. And my qualification goes something like this: by changing our internal quantum state, we change our quantum
What's going to maybe go in?
relationship to the universe's quantum wave function, and
She told you it's not a bill place.
the possible
Oh, very good.
the possible results of our changing of our state that to influence the universe's states are have enough possible outcomes that we can experience free will from our point of view with enough of an extent that qualifies basically our definition of free will within the universe. But I don't
Did you
think
study philosophy or quantum mechanics by any chance?
I've studied a lot of quantum mechanics and a bit of philosophy.
But not like, yeah. You started. No, never mind.
So the question of free will, yes,
We all study life, a lot of things, like not necessarily from an institution.
so the question of free will, subjective free will, yes, definitely. Absolute, complete free will, no, probably not.
I like that the anthem, sorry, overplays or goes all the way into the kickoff, like it's still like reminiscent.
Anyway,
Nice.
I've come up with a solution for this problem of total free will, and that solution goes something like this: if free will is never completely total, how long would it take until we explore the entire extent of our extent of free will that we have,
How would you test it?
and we start becoming aware that we don't have any free will at all
Oh, sorry, man, that was just great.
in relative terms.
Damn, look at me, even recovering.
Well, anyway,
He's not impressed. He's kind of impressed, but he didn't realize so, actually.
oh, again, I'm more impressed with the people who talk to you,
They're
especially the Milky
reciprocating.
Way guy. What's his name?
Yeah, I don't know what his name is. His name is Daddy.
Oh, yeah, it is Milky Way. Milky Way, yes.
My own problem, like in philosophical way,
Yes.
you want to define or
Oh, what's the name of it? Would it be so funny?
you state the opinion where you say that you want to limit this out of control, I think that Total scenarios, right? If you have, if you take like 10 grams or something, and 20 grams or whatever.
Yes. This is all.
That sounds perfectly works.
Yeah, this is all in the. This is all in the space of ideal.
Ideal, yeah.
Yeah.
Relatively arguments and a lot of factors in play with the education.
Yeah. Nature.
The plot
Yes.
stuff. So you
The bump now, you.
that we don't have free will because if we had free will, we totally would take control of that.
Yes. I hear you.
Because there's quite a few factors.
Well, I would say that.
Nice.
I believe that we have more free will than what the people who say that free will doesn't exist claim.
What is that even?
So I believe that we have a greater extent of free will than like what would be claimed by
Overtime.
like saying that free will doesn't exist. And some people do claim that it doesn't exist.
Well, all I can say is like that. If you can calculate or predetermine whatever the outcome or future, whatever we're talking about, or how,
Yes.
that changes all the time. So there's new calculations coming in that wasn't calculated in the previous calculation. So
That
the
is
calculation has to be made all the time
Well,
again.
what you are describing
What I
branching
was
space.
trying to say, right. So if you take into consideration
So like take up your environment where you grew up.
you don't know whether people without free will or
Yes.
people with free will or people that have slightly tendency to say that we have free will have free will
Yes. Yes.
in that
Correct.
sense.
Yes. Correct. Absolutely
Because
correct.
there's no calculation that has been observed that
Correct.
Yeah, but we do know what people will,
Correct.
what will probably happen because we know.
Correct. So the
We can statistically calculate, I guess.
So the people witnessing the Schrodinger's cat experiment who are of the opinion that free will doesn't exist,
Damn, what a comeback!
they exist
not made.
in a branchial space or a branch of the universe which hasn't made the calculations to allow for free will yet. So they don't have that free will influence over the results. Whereas the people in that experiment who
You mean the people are
do
limited?
believe in free will
Have some free will.
manifest more free will in the universe than
Yeah, sure, but that's now more theological than philosophical.
Let's just imagine, right? Let's just
Yes.
imagine.
I'm listening.
The structure
I
of
can't.
this
Oh,
argument, right?
okay, but then
So you take the structure of what?
Of the argument we're
Okay.
having right now, right?
Yes, I'm listening.
And
Yeah.
you apply flat earthers. They would just say that you are in branchial universe where you don't understand that the earth is flat.
Huh. Yes. Okay. I hear you. That's a very interesting. That's a very interesting topic. Flat earthers. Absolutely. Okay.
I did. I also didn't quite follow what you said before that. So
No,
I can put my game volume down.
He said if we take this conversation and the topic and everything, and we present it to flat earthers,
Yeah.
and then so my comments.
No, not saying we present flat earthers.
Yeah.
I'm saying use the structure of this argument
Yes.
where you can say something is not in a certain way because people don't perceive it in that way because they are in another form or wavelength of thinking.
Okay. Yes. And then apply that to
And
flat
the
earthers.
argument is now flat earthers.
So you mean why don't flat earthers make the earth
Yeah,
flat?
but
So you mean like why don't flat earthers? Yeah.
Yeah, and why flat earthers right?
Or like why don't flat earthers cause the earth to be flat? In a way.
Kind of, yeah.
In a manner of speaking. Okay. So I'll give you my
But
comments on
I
that.
guess it is.
I'll give you my
Because it
comments.
is kind of flat. Sorry, Joey, I was just turning down the gameplay volume.
Okay. I'll give you my comments on that.
Clancy speaks quickly but says softly.
Alright.
Testing 1 to 3, Clancy softly. Or not?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
That's what now, yeah. Oh, wait.
That's that time mic level down.
No, it's okay. The PC
Yeah,
is good.
if you don't talk, it's fine. Unless Monkey can turn his up, it'd be good.
That's the setup.
Yeah, it's fine.
Gotcha.
Okay, so my perception about the flat earther approach is this. The
My bad.
Oh, you bumped me such a...
Sorry, Byron.
Yes,
Continue.
okay. So my perception about the flat earther question is this. The way that existence propagates itself, and the way that things continue to exist is like in some of the most advanced theories is that
Damn, I'm so trash right now.
everything interacts with everything else and everything around it, and as a result of all those interactions, the existence updates itself to represent a new picture of itself that contains the effects on whatever thing in it you're observing. So if you're observing like the motion of an atom or quantum states, the quantum state of the system around that quantum state in the experiment will influence the quantum state of that experiment to change to the state which, according to how it interacts with its environment's quantum states.
That'll
That'll give you the state. Now,
yes, it's 4 zeros. Joey, come back down.
the ability for the possible quantum states in that experiment to occur will be limited by how possible that next configuration of the experiment quantum states is according to its environment. So if we apply that to the Earth being round or the Earth being flat, the amount of the amount of possible configurations of reality that result in the Earth actually being flat, not round, is too small compared to
quick flicks. That's
compared to the
savage quick flicks.
the influence of reality on the state of the Earth being round instead of flat. It's too great compared to the ability of flat
Was that a
earthers,
speed flip?
individual quantum states, you know, as a personal human, changing their personal quantum states, to be able to influence the state of the Earth to be flat and overcome its most probable states, which is being round. So they will eventually they must fail. No matter how hard they believe it, they cannot create consistent branches of reality that contain the actual flat Earth for long enough to actually achieve that state, because they're outnumbered and they're outgunned.
Okay,
So they can
now my
believe it.
question, right?
Sorry?
Now my question, right?
Yes?
So if the flat Earth is loose, because
The quantum state is not strong.
They are flat earthers that didn't have quantum.
let's just say, so they are able
To influence, yeah.
to change the quantum state of the universe.
Yes.
Or the observer, what it is.
Yes. Well, they are able to change it, but they're not able
Yeah,
to.
they are.
They're not
Keep
able
it.
to overcome.
They can't sustain it. Sustain it.
They can't sustain
okay.
it. Yeah.
What happens in a scenario where there is a being that has a higher quantum state than us humans,
Yes.
and it observes the universe in a different way. Let's say, for instance, it has a collective quantum state which is higher
Yes.
than our observable universe, like the human race. Then I have control over
The ball, no.
what quantum state in our reality.
Yes, I actually have considered that kind of, but from a slightly different direction. So I have a comment about that. Let me just give me a second.
Oh. Okay, so that higher being's influence over the wave function or the quantum state of
of our reality, or the part of our reality that it has in common with us, would be would represent a massive what's the word? Would represent a very massive and very costly like dividing of total energy. Right?
Yeah, but what if the energy was already in existence prior to our knowledge?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Nice.
Could you say our ability to observe was there first, or the universe?
Sorry? That's a good question. I believe that awareness was there before this.
Awareness.
I believe that awareness was there before this iteration of the universe that we're in, and it was not maybe our awareness, but was awareness that is the awareness that we are part of now. I have a specific belief about awareness, that it is a finite quantity or state of complexity, and we interact with it or partake in it or contribute to it.
My bad.
From the individual point of view. But yes, I believe that awareness was there before this specific iteration of the universe.
I just attempted to go for that.
Then I just makes no question, man. Then you say that the world population increasing, that the increase of awareness. But these individuals are...
Yawn.
That's a very good question.
No, he's just saying there's just more questions. Sounds like a loop.
No, it's not necessarily a loop. I'm just trying to figure out where this
Where I'm
comes
coming from with my perception of this total finite quantity of awareness.
But so are you also learning?
Okay, so this is how.
Byron, are you also then learning?
I am learning.
Because you're
This
asking questions.
This Milky Way guy is extremely fascinating and challenging. Okay, so Milky Way.
You can adopt Byron if your daughter doesn't ask so many questions. No, he doesn't need adoption. So sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to offend you, Byron. Which you know, of course.
Did you know that every thought you have,
And also not offending your daughter, of course.
Yeah.
every thought, if you have, every dream you have, every step you take
Every step, but
causes the earth to fall into the sun sooner than it would have if nature just followed natural law without you having made that decision to take that step or have that thought. If we were just animals. Have you ever heard that?
No, I haven't heard that yet. I know that the earth is slowly falling towards the sun.
Yes, that's
but I'm not sure that, because that would mean you need to put in energy into more energy than what's available on Earth. Because I like to do that energy put it into the sun to make it go faster.
Correct.
Even if it's just by a minute amount.
No, in order to make the
We'd have to put in more energy than the sun's rays pushing us away from the sun.
Well, it's more about gravity and orbital mechanics, but
the sun, the rays don't really
The
push
Earth
us
is-
much. I guess all of the suns, but
the Earth is falling into the sun at a certain rate, and we can calculate the time it would take until until the Earth actually hit the sun.
that's irrelevant in our times.
And that
Unless we
amount
live
of time-
forever.
And that amount of time. So if we if we take energy out,
I think the sun would die before
It's
we
not-
fall into the sun. That's a
yeah, it probably would, but we can calculate the theoretical time it would take for the Earth to fall in. So we don't put in energy to make it fall in faster. We take energy out to make the
no.
Earth
We don't
fall
do
in
anything really.
faster. No, but if we wanted to make it fall in sooner,
Oh yeah.
then we have to remove energy because
Or add energy to make our weight.
No, we have to add energy.
Then we, if there's more
no,
weight,
remove.
well, from us, yeah, I guess. Energy has to be added somewhere, or weight has to be added somewhere.
Removing total energy.
I think it's removed because
Yeah.
if we add energy, right?
Yes.
It depends, I guess, where you
increasing
add.
our
Like-
rotational speed around the
Yes.
sun, which would keep us
Exactly.
out longer.
Adding energy would- Yes.
But wouldn't that also expand maybe our orbit?
Yes, it would. He's completely right. Adding energy would be like adding radial velocity, which would make it fall in slower.
Actually, if we just make our mass bigger and we slower, then we can still fall, then we could fall faster.
Yes, but now, but listen to this. If the mass of the Earth just suddenly and instantaneously increased by 5% without any change to the rotational speed around the sun of the orbit, that would suddenly, like just imagine, like the mass of the Earth just magically
no.
that would, without changing
Always.
orbital speed, that would suddenly and instantaneously increase the
My bad. I don't want to make a Joey come
There
back
was suddenly
here,
an
man.
instantaneous-
Yeah, but it's just increasing the mass of the sun, which increases the
That would
No, not the sun,
if
of
you
the Earth.
increase no, but if you increase the mass of the sun,
No,
we'll
well,
fall
not-
in
not the sun.
faster.
We're not talking about the sun, yes, but we're talking about the Earth. If the mass of the Earth just
No, but-
magically increased all of a sudden without its rotational speed changing, rotational speed the same, then that would suddenly make the centrifugal force, right?
Of everything,
the
the
Earth's
moon
tendency
and other planets and everything.
to the Earth's tendency to just like turn away from the sun,
Yeah,
and just
but-
fly straight out of orbit away from the
It
sun.
will change our orbit.
It would tend to push the Earth to that direction. So that magical increase in mass of the Earth would suddenly make the orbit turn to a more expansive path. But why does having a thought cause the Earth to turn towards a more
No, well,
faster
why do you
falling in
say
path?
it does? It does. Who says it does?
Because
Who
thinking
says it does?
removes mass from the total mass of the Earth.
Oh, 0 seconds goal! How fast was that? Guess 12. 5. Wow.
So mass can be removed. You can remove mass and turn it into energy. In the atomic bombs that were dropped on Japan in World War II, approximately 7 grams of plutonium atoms were annihilated into pure energy.
No, that's not fair.
So the mass of the fuel of those atomic bombs was decreased by 7 grams.
Now, what, how many plutonium? What? Of destroying what?
Annihilation.
Annihilation what?
Annihilation of plutonium atoms into energy.
What, so you destroyed 7 grams of...
Yes, E equals mc squared, mass to energy.
Yeah, what about...
Total energy equals mass times the speed of light squared.
Okay, but okay, you love bringing this up now. But what do you say? What about, what's the point?
Mass was lost. We
Said,
reduced-
yeah, well, they
Those
destroyed
bombs,
the plutonium.
when those bombs exploded, they each reduced the total mass of the planet by 7 grams instantaneously.
Okay, but
Okay, so what's the point?
Yes?
how much energy do you have to waste to make a considerable amount of difference in how fast this is like a days time or?
Yeah, it
so-
probably also...
So the effect on falling into the sun sooner for like having a thought or exploding an atomic bomb is obviously so minuscule that it's imperceivable. But it is
Oh, are you kidding me?
is definitely
Nice pass.
real and calculatable. Just like the mass of an electron is imperceptible but calculatable, and yeah, and just like the gravitational force between planets on opposite sides of a galaxy is unmeasurable, but we know for a fact that they do experience gravitational attraction towards each other, no matter how far away they are.
Oh my god.
It's like that amount.
Do you think they give these anthems to buy or get for players? There's like nothing. It's gonna do nothing to you.
No, I'm not. I'm just wasting my throat.
Water.
But
Can
anyway,
make it tea also.
How does this concept of having a thought?
Wait, I was not done with my song
Oh,
thing.
sorry.
I said people watch replays longer. Do you think they put in the catchy stuff and what you like the anthems that people watch the replays longer, spend longer time in the game? I don't know how I can only think if you think analytics and how weird that data is that they use to influence people. My one friend said, I just thought about it because of skins. Yeah, just lucky, thanks. Because my friend in Call of Duty said like, maybe because he's playing well, they're giving him in his drops nicer items, so that other people see him in game and he looks nice and got nice items, they would buy the items. And I'm like, yeah, that's also next level data analytics thing. So I was just thinking the song, like if the people watch the replays longer and you spend longer time in the game with like convert into sales. Convert into sales.
Well, obviously your turnover is the more when you have new people.
But if they play longer, it's not advertising.
Looking at the shop.
But they're converting mass into sales. But
Yeah,
what about the
fiat money.
But what about the Earth running into the sun? Don't these salespeople care about?
This is Rocket League. We don't have problems falling into the sun. We've got rocket cars. Add the BMW this season.
Yeah.
Some hatchback.
Nice,
What model is the hatchback? Clancy?
We must find the timeline.
Yo, I did win a great shot.
Oh,
That one. There's a great shot coming now. Oh, close.
Nice, Joey.
I'm okay. Oh, I missed it, but it's okay. I would have had it though if you didn't miss it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess. This game is weird. The physics sometimes is mad. People have a lot of... It's just funny, Coconut saved the clip the other day like, oh, I had that! And he looked straight at the camera, like as if all the chat, the viewers like also saw it. But it was crazy, he did like save it. And then one of the comments was like, yeah, but the server doesn't say so. Because your client, the computer, often that's that touches we get that you think you saved it. But the other comment was also, oh.
Nice.
The other comment also said like, yeah, that's what my teammates say every time they miss a shot. Or every time they miss a save. I had that! Which is why this game is crazy.
Yeah.
Like there's 4 clients and a ball and...
Oh, you mean for the like...
Kind of have to align, yeah, there's a tick rate also that to decide on. Bastard! You also... Oh, it's Milky. I thought it was Gangster.
Have you ever considered this? I don't know what you call these events, but I've observed them in many different places, in physical reality and in like multiplayer game reality, and maybe in, like
What? How did you turn around so fast to demo me and stuff?
virtual reality context and stuff. And those events, I don't know what they're called, but I'll describe them like this, and you might be familiar with them, Robert.
Oh, nice.
And that event that I'm talking about is this. Let's say you have like 3 players in cars, all approaching the ball and like jumping, and they're all gonna hit it at like very close.
Pinch it, yeah.
Yeah, pinch it like at very close time separations, right? Okay. Now,
My bad.
Yeah. Now, have you ever considered this?
I wonder what's the arena's difference here. Why are we now 4-1 ahead?
I'm trying to consider, man. Yeah.
Which are you considering the game event you're talking about?
No, you just said you're gonna consider and you're gonna let me know where.
Oh yes, no, I'm gonna say. Okay, so have you ever considered that when you're doing multiplayer, like in this game, and the ball is in the air, and like 3 different players on 3 different continents jump to hit the ball at over the same time, right? Have you ever considered that the server knows where the ball is and knows the path of the ball, right? But
He doesn't know your input rate from your internet, but he does have an idea. Because it's been like this for a while.
yes, well, but we're all familiar with that. But
Okay, yeah, sure.
what I'm gonna suppose is something more, which is this: have you ever considered
Wait, did you bump in?
that when the server gets to that moment where like the players start hitting the ball, like where the first player hits the ball, there is something called like I would describe it as like a extrapolation limit,
Wow.
something like that, which is basically the limit of where the calculation of the path of the ball after being hit by that first player,
Oh, what is that?
right?
Yeah.
If the second player
Asram.
then gives input that
No
would
way.
cause him to interact with the ball.
My bad, I should have been
Let's
posted
go.
up there like a panicking booster.
So regarding servers,
I didn't even get an assist.
If they take into calculation probably they lazy and not very understand lazy, where the person can get a.
I estimate if anybody closer to the ball.
Correct, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now the
Get
server, that's about the
going
ball.
at average because the computer would never be able to do the amount of calculation needed where one does it and another one doesn't do it.
Correct, but that's what I'm saying. There's like an
There has to be
extrapolation
an
limit.
takes place.
There's like an extrapolation limit, and I'll tell you how that limit.
And that's why it influences the people with the good ping, even if there's people with bad ping.
You know, so
When I play with randoms, I always get the ones with shits, man.
That also happens,
but
yeah.
maybe if
But
we,
I mean, like,
if we
I mean,
understand this extrapolation full limit well, then we might be able to leverage it to get an advantage over players who don't know about it in those situations. Because think about this as an approach to that limit. So the first player hits the ball and the ball bounces in a certain trajectory, right?
But you also first have to get good to use this hack.
It's very easy. Just get more money so you can have higher frame rate.
Yeah.
You can buy better
Yeah, but I have a stream refresh rate that's better.
when they score on you, it's flex on the RDB, so you win.
Oh no, wait, that was long in the joke. I forgot about kickoff.
Anyway, so my question
Sorry,
is, so the server knows, you know, when the player hits the ball, but because of the latency through the internet and stuff, the server also doesn't know what input the player is going to make until that latency reaches the server. So if
Yeah, but that's got like a history unless it's like
okay.
broken or like
But
a
listen,
packet loss.
Okay, so
Ooh, it would have been so good.
so if that second player who hit the ball, then after hitting the ball, makes an input, which would take him away from the path of the ball, so that he would not intersect with the ball, right? But then the third player intersects and bumps the ball back towards that second player's trajectory. Causing that the second player would in fact hit the ball, but the trajectory of the second player like wasn't known by the server yet before the third player hit the ball. But once the server finds out about the maybe the change trajectory of the second player that's going to hit the ball, how does it, if it's too late to like, so the game running on the server is moving at like normal game speed, but the second player changed his course.
Oh, you bitch.
Before the latency of the second player's input to the server could put him on the instant course with the ball in the frame rate of the game going on the server.
So I think in that scenario they just use tick rate, right?
Yeah, there's a tick rate.
20 to 36.
There's a tick rate also.
There's just a tick rate, and it's whatever happens on
Rocket League is
the
the
tick rate.
fastest.
Which one happens faster? And in the case of
So then they must delay the second player, because according to from the second player's point of view,
you can't have two balls. You can't have.
Exactly.
You can't be in two positions.
Yes. So from the second player's point of view, he was going to intersect with the ball, but
four balls.
but
in
the
this
game running on the server
in this situation, I guess,
has to continue, regardless of the second player's latency. So the game running on the server has already moved past the point in time where it's possible for the second player's input to cause him to intersect with the ball, even though according to the second player's point of view of the game frames, he should have intersected with the ball. So the game on the server has to decide whether to change the ball back in time to agree with the second player's input, or like override the second player's input to match up with the game's progression, because it came too late. I guess.
Close. I think we're sweating too much there. I saved.
Anyway, that's why faster than light travel isn't possible.
Oh.
Same reason.
Well, apart from disintegration and stuff.
Yeah, it's exactly the same reason.
Oh. That's bomb.
So what does the server do? Like you say, it does average or tick rate?
There's a tick rate now, it's like 20, 60 or I don't know what the numbers is, but there's also like there's also a speed flip. Yeah, also 100, but I mean like there's different speeds for tick rates, I think, for games. I think Rocketeer is one of the faster ones or something. Or unless it's specific. I think it's 120 or something.
Wait, is tick rate like the ratio of how much the server is allowed to slow down?
Like the quick question, like us. Like us will respond like 100 times.
It's like a ping packet in acceptance or it's like a ping.
In a second, it takes whichever responses come in. It doesn't constantly take like a million times a second. That doesn't persist.
So it waits and pulls responses at a certain interval so that everybody has a fair chance at that.
Not that everybody has a fair chance. Just it has to make a decision.
Yes, it has to. Yeah.
And it's not constantly making a decision. Like you're not 100% of the time making a decision because there's an electrical component that have to happen.
I guess with AI now they can make it better.
Okay, but yeah, the tick rate thing makes sense because it's setting a.
But now that there's also a timing on that and stuff. Apparently, for if you do mechanics and like the speed flip, the one guy's example, it's like you get speed flips that's faster than other speed flips. On kickoff, like if you do it at the right time or if you do it precisely, it ends up being faster than.
But
nice.
I think tick rate essentially means that it takes that's the extrapolation limit, 100 ticks. So it only extrapolates based on the last 100 ticks. So if your change of input doesn't result in extrapolation through 100
I don't think there's extrapolation. Every case is counted. It's just in a second. Whatever happens.
Oh.
Yes.
Within that tick. If a tick happens, the decision is made.
I see. So
it doesn't read more faster between.
Damn, that means I saved. flanks get shot, they're not
It is
missing.
delay, but it's so short that we don't realize that it was a delay.
So you mean each tick takes the current state like after latency.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
Concept of the game inputs everything.
and that is like you whatever latency you have, that's how long you take to that's how long your input takes to get into the next tick.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
That's
sense.
what I think. But that's why it takes so that each tick is a calculation.
No!
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
I should have taken my time
There
more.
has to
Sorry,
be some
Joey.
kind of system to avoid conflicts or what's it called? Well, what's it called? Paradoxes. There has to be some kind of system to avoid paradoxes over time.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's something that prevents like the whole becoming cool.
Yes, correct.
It's 1 o'clock. I'm just gonna kick him out quickly. I
Yeah,
don't know
two balls would be a paradox.
don't know if this guy's gonna play still, but I'll be back to play maybe.
Okay.
I'm gonna kick him out quickly.
Just,
I'm going to bed right now. I'll wait for you if he's done that.
It might
Joey's
it might be a bit longer than that. But anyway, I'll check you guys if I'm back. Oh, I'll check if you're back. If you're still here.
Just
just
I'll
remember
be
this.
around.
Oh wait.
The only thing that matters in the end is what you want to.
That's what you want to do.
Is what you want to.
Okay.
Like
That's it.
believe it and make it real or something, right?
The only thing that
Manifest.
really matters in the end is what you want.
What you gotta do is get some crystal in your room and my vibe check will be good, man. That's what you gotta do. I believe.
I hear that what's that rose colored red ones? Salt. They're quite lekker man, you must pee on them.
It's the 5G out of the room, bro. It's gonna fix you up.
Did you understand? You must pee on them, it's good. I'm joking. Anyway, bye, I'll see you later, baby.
All good, man.
Just
You please be. I'm a good night.